realized from the get-go that this job was not for him. Okay, as president of basketball operations, you have to be in the office. You have to be on the phones, talking to agents, talking to other executives around the league. You have to be in dingy gymnasiums in Europe, scouting players. You have to be in dingy college gymnasiums. You know, all these tournaments for college basketball. You have to be doing all of that tedious minutia that I don't think Magic wanted to do. And with his persona and his other businesses, let's just keep it real. He's bigger than that. He's too big for that. Magic should be an owner, a face of a franchise with other guys doing it under him. So that's, now, he realized that, I think, number one. The second part of that is, it's one thing to know that and go along with it and nobody's criticizing you and it's just kind of going, you're Magic, everybody loves you. He was getting crushed for it. Like, he was getting a lot of scrutiny, a lot of criticism. So to be in a job you really don't want to do, and to be getting killed for it in your city, in your franchise, and then people in your franchise talking behind your back, saying this and that, I think all of that got to him. So I think that's legit. But there's two big elephants in the room. The first I'm going to address with Jeannie Buss. And I know, look, Magic said she gave him, he clearly made it, you know, point that he was going to fire Luke. Okay. Without actually saying it that directly, it was clear. He said Jeannie was going to give him the power to make the decision. Other reports said that as well. But I wonder, they met for 3 hours the day before. Did it makes you wonder, did he say, I'm going to fire him, and she was like, no, you're not? Or was she just so distraught that it bothered him? Something happened with them, I got to believe.
She was not on board with
it. She was not on. But what Magic did yesterday was wrong. To not tell her, to tell the media, that's what makes me think something happened, an argument, I don't know.
Something.
Come on.
Maybe Pelinka was part of this also. Maybe he wanted Pelinka out.
Right, okay, that's fair too. I mean, but something had to happen for him to do it the way he did it. The other elephant in the room is this ESPN article that Magic alluded to, that the LA Times alluded to. There has been talk for months, that an article ESPN is working on is coming out about Magic's treatment of people in the organization.
Mistreatment.
Yeah. I heard about it, I can't remember if it was late November or early December. I had come, and I was told it was coming out within weeks of that time. I came to the conclusion before yesterday, the Lakers and the league got ESPN not to do the article.
Wow.
Because the league is partners with ESPN.
Yeah, absolutely.
So ESPN doesn't have to do it, but I felt like the league had talked them out of it. Come on, this is one of our big ambassadors. I mean, who's bigger than Magic Johnson in the NBA? Now, I don't know if the article's coming out.
Quick point of order. He acknowledged it to the LA Times last night. He knew all about it. He said, I know that article is not an accurate article. So he's reinforcing the validity of it's out there, it's coming.
And is it coming? Now, when I was first told about it, I was told it's a situation where Magic might have to step down.
Ooh.
Wow.
Okay.
So we'll see if the article comes out or not. But that's the elephant in the room.
Yep.
Not no sexual allegation, just the treatment.
I don't know any of those details, but
this is all about just mistreatment of employees, and he's dismissing them as former disgruntled employees that he fired.
Right. I mean, look, I've been around Magic a lot. I worked with him at ESPN closely on the show. I've never seen anything like that with Magic. Not even mistreatment. Every time I've been around Magic, he's just been gracious. You know, he's been great. I have nothing negative to say about it.
Which is why he told the LA Times, ESPN should interview people at ESPN because I worked there twice. Okay?
Well, that was the thing you and I talked about. I've met Magic for the first time back in the mid-'90s, and the very first time that I met him, he made me feel like I've known him for 25 years. Like when he came here last year at the beginning of the season, Skip, and sat on the desk. But go ahead, Skip.
And Magic went on to say, am I a tough boss? You better believe. Am I demanding? You better believe I'm demanding. But mistreatment is going over the edge and out of bounds, and I have no idea, but I think this is a reason that he stepped down. But to reinforce your point, if he did not inform two people, Jeannie Buss and LeBron James, that he was going to do this, something is really wrong with this picture. He was not happy with the way things are going. And I agree with every point you just made, and Shannon and I talked about it earlier. He finally just woke up and said, I'm better than all of this. He was getting crushed, rightfully so, accurately so, for so many of the moves that he just swung and missed on. He had Lou Williams to start with, and he let him go. And then Julius Randle and D'Angelo Russell and Brooke Lopez, and we can just get Zubats, and we can just go on and on and on. And I don't want to pile on Magic, but it was not going in the right direction. I also think he's seeing the handwriting on the wall next year. It's just not working. Like, he's not convinced of what he was saying, because he just went on and on last night about, we're one superstar piece away from contending for a championship. Well, if he really believed that heart and soul, he's not walking away from this. And so I
believe he could land that one piece.
Well, that's a huge piece. It's not a role player.
No, he said we need a couple of role players, but we need that one big piece. But he said that's how close we are. And he's raving about these kids, all Kuzma and B.I. and Lonzo and Josh Hart. He just went on. He capsuled each one of them, what their strengths are. Well, if you love them that much, you're not walking away.
Right.
And if you want to go mentor Ben Simmons or congratulate Russ for his third straight triple-double via Twitter, well, then why wouldn't you want to work with these kids? You have them right on the precipice of all being good to great, right? Okay, why would you walk away? Because behind the scenes, he did not like what was happening. He wanted Luke gone, and she resisted.
It's simple as that.
You don't think she forbid him to do it?
I don't know. It could be, because they had a big 3-hour meeting, and something did not come out right in that meeting. And remember, he also reportedly had, Magic did, a 3-hour meeting on Saturday with LeBron and Rich Paul, and Pelinka was sitting in that one.
And they got no indication.
They got no indication, but I'm going to guess that Magic just decided, I don't like what I'm hearing from LeBron. I believe Magic woke up one day and said, you know what? I'm not the most powerful man in this franchise. He is. LeBron is, because he just is. And I think that LeBron always says, I knew exactly what I was getting into when I came here. I don't think Magic knew what he was getting into with all of the above. And so for him not to tell Jeannie and not to tell LeBron, he was angry about something. He just wanted out. This was a knee-jerk, flashpoint decision. He woke up yesterday and said, you know what? I'm just going to go announce it. So he walks into Staples Center, and the media is just milling, waiting for player availability, and he just waves them all over and says, hey, guess what? I'm stepping down. well, he says, I'm happy, but he was relieved happy. The big picture is...
Happy it's over.
He's happy it's over. He's angry about all of the above. And in the end, it's just like what happened when he tried to coach. It mirrors exactly what happened. They started out with a bang. This is the end of the 93-94, so it's in 1994. And he's coaching some of his former teammates, James Worthy and Kurt Rambis and Michael Cooper. And they start out, they win 5 out of 6. Oh, I'm a superstar coach too. And then all of a sudden, they start to lose, and they lose 10 in a row. They lose 10 straight games. And by the end of the year, he says, you know what? This isn't for me. I'm out, because they're not as committed as I was as a player. They got this early cell phones, but they're what they used to call the beep to the
beepers.
Pagers. Yeah, pagers. Yeah, they started going off in the meetings. It's like, I didn't have a pager, right? Like so he was angry about that, and I'm sure he's still looking at these kid players today. They don't get it. They don't get it. So the handwriting on the locker room wall is, we're going nowhere slowly next year. It's not going to be any better than it was this year. I'm out. I'm Magic Johnson, and I'm not going to associate with this.
And it's a lot of landing of free agency is good luck, because when you look at it, with the exception of Shaq, the Lakers haven't landed any big-time free agents.
No, you're right.
With the exception of Shaq, and that was in 1996. So this notion that free agents line up to go to the Lakers is not true. They got Shaq, and LeBron moved in. They didn't get him.
Kareem demanded a trade.
So this notion that, free agents just line up. And Skip, I think a lot of it's good fortune. KD knocked on Golden State's door. Chris Paul says, I want to trade me to Houston, and I'm staying. So this notion that, these big guys just move all over the place, no. And that's what a lot of these deals, it can't be tampering. What's going to transpire July 1st is being talked about right now. This ain't going to be, there ain't nobody moving, no needles, and nobody's making up their mind June 30th. They're making up their minds now. They're thinking about what they're doing. And Magic needed to be, like I said, Jeannie hired Magic to do what Magic hired people to do in his company. Y'all oversee the day-to-day operation and let me do what I want to do. Well, Magic was doing what he wanted to do, what Jeannie hired him to do. You're supposed to be there, as you said, Chris, in the gymnasium. The grunt work. Man, I'm worth $800 million.
Right.
I'm in a smelly gym.
You don't think about that part of the job.
Right.
It's a lot that goes.
It's not a glamorous job.
No. And then you're Magic Johnson. It's not easy to pick talent because, like he said, no, Magic, no, the average guy, what made you different was your dedication. Do you think that you're going to have 13, 14 guys as dedicated as you? You wouldn't lose a game, Magic. Come on. But it's unrealistic. And he can be Magic now. He can be fun-loving. He can tweet at who he wants. He can congratulate. He can work with Ben Simmons in the offseason if he like, without it being viewed as tampering.
Right.
I don't know if he was ever cut out for his job, this job. Maybe this was Jeannie, like, we got to do something. We've been losing really bad the last 2 years. My brother's like, really wrecked this. So let's get, okay, what name can we get to try to restore some of this Laker pride? Magic Johnson.
Okay, last quick point. Stephen A. reported back in February, and I don't know where it came from, but he said that Magic wanted De'Aaron Fox, not Lonzo Ball, that Jeannie was the one who picked Lonzo. And then The Athletic reported that Jeannie was furious over that because she said it was not true. So it's Magic revising history potentially. I don't know if he told Stephen A. or somebody told Stephen A. secondhand, but the point is she was furious over, oh, now you're trying to say don't blame me for Lonzo Ball when you were the one who wanted to take him. What did he do at the intro press conference? He said his jersey's going to hang in the rafters. Well, he wouldn't have said that if he wanted De'Aaron Fox. I don't think.
That's a good point.
So my point is, when they had their 3-hour session the day before, I will bet you Jeannie has put Magic a little bit on the hot seat. Like, that's unacceptable, and that's going to change next year. And he said, yeah, it's going to change because I'm out.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. And look, I got to give Jeannie Buss credit for showing a lot of backbone. If she indeed stood up to Magic Johnson,